Happy New Year. Bitcoin's pumping. Does that mean we're going to all-time highs? Let's talk about it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Davinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 in 2026. Hope you had a great new year. I took a little bit of time off. Now I'm back. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be talking about Bitcoin. And also we're going to be talking about what happened, what transpired over the Christmas holidays, both not only with Bitcoin, but also with silver and recently with Venezuela, because you know what, that has a little bit to do with Bitcoin and silver and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about that. But first, the main thing we're going to talk about, is what's going on with the Bitcoin price. Why is it pumping? Why is it going higher? Well, basically, Bitcoin slumped may help holders offset gains from tax loss harvesting strategies. Okay, so this was posted just before the end of the year. And the reason why this was posted is because it goes on to explain that, hey, Americans can actually, or most people around the world, not just Americans, can sell their asset and then book that loss, and then that would come off on their taxes if they had a capital gain. So for example, if you bought some crypto and went to the moon, you sold it, and then you profited, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to pay taxes on that. Well then, if you did that, right, you could, and then you had some Bitcoin that you bought at a higher price. Well, if you sold it now, you sold it before actually the what's it called, the end of the year, you could actually write that off on your gains as well. So that's the whole point of tax loss selling. Now, what's happening is that people who did that, basically, what happened is that they may have sold Bitcoin, but then, or sold some sort of crypto that failed or went down a little bit, and then they wanted to hold it for the long term. So then they went and bought it back again, such as Bitcoin. And that's why we're seeing this huge rally in Bitcoin and other assets. Even Bloomberg is talking about this, right? Bitcoin slide sets up for unusual tax harvesting opportunity. So lots of different articles talking about that as well, that and you can find out more about those articles. Links are in the description below. Okay, before I go into price charts, I want to talk about what's happened over the last 2 weeks that I've been on vacation. Well, one is silver went absolutely nuts, right? And I've been talking about silver with my friends, and they've mentioned it in a video. Carl and Crypto Kid mentioned it, and you guys were hating on. I saw that video, and you guys were hating on that. And I've mentioned it a few times as well. I mentioned it even on Instagram, and people were hating on it. And meanwhile, I've been talking about silver since I started this YouTube channel, right back in 2008. So I'm not a newbie to silver or somebody who's jumping on the boat. I've had silver since then, and I still have silver today. I just added to my portfolio. And yeah, silver's got as high as on the Crimex, as high as $83. Now I call it the Crimex because it's not the real price of silver. Because today, if I want to buy silver, I'm paying more than what I would have paid when it was $75 right now. What it's priced, I pay more, way more than the $75 for physical silver, because well, there's a shortage of it, right? And everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, and that's not. And even the United States government right now, what has happened is, although people are saying it's for the oil, really, there's a lot of silver in Venezuela, and they have it a lot in their vaults. And yeah, there's a lot of things going on with the silver price. So yeah, we're seeing that happening right in front of our eyes. This is going to be an interesting year, especially since the United States government has just fully said, yeah, we're taking over Venezuela and we're going to run the country. Now, I know a lot of people are happy because of this. A lot of Venezuelans, both inside and outside the country, are happy about this. And yes, they should be, right? But was it the right thing to do? No, it wasn't, right? And that's not my personal opinion, just my personal opinion. I think here's the thing: if you're going to do that, and because you want to free a bunch of people that were being abused by their government, how about we start with North Korea? Oh, what? Huh? Oh, you don't want to do that because there's no goal, there's no value there. Ah, okay. So the real issue is not the fact that we freed a bunch of people; it's the fact that there's a lot of resources there, right? And so anyone who complains, any country like Germany saying, "What? Explain yourself." Dude, stop it. You've done it before. This is not a historical precedence here. Countries have invaded others many times for their resources. That's what Russia did with Ukraine. So it is not anything they should be surprised about, right? Or anyone should be surprised about. It is what it is. You're not in power. You can't control that. Leave it alone. All you can control is what's in your sphere, right? And that's just the way life is, right? And so you need to focus on stacking sats, buying Bitcoin, right? In fact, if you're interested in stacking Satoshis, right, head over to Satoshi15.com. That's Satoshi15.com, where you can actually buy sats on Solana, right, which is convertible to Bitcoin at any particular time you want. It will always be pegged to Bitcoin because it's locked in with a smart contract, and it's not, for example, oh, I'm holding your money for you. No. I don't do that. I don't do that. Smart contract controls it all. So even if I died, you could still transfer TSATs to Bitcoin, but it will continue to run even without me here because that's how it was designed. Just like Satoshi's Bitcoin network. Boom. All right. With that said, let's take a look at the Satoshi price or Bitcoin price. Actually, it's the same thing. All right. As you can see, it is running away. It broke out from this 91. What's it called? Parking garage. Which I've had these parking garages forever, and you see how the price just comes up to them nicely. Like without me actually changing or moving them, right? It just comes up and it touches them and fails, touches them and fails. Or well, it tried to fail on this one and nope, it broke out, as you can see. And if we scroll up, you can see the next. This is a parking garage. This white line is a parking garage within a parking garage. You see these two here areas are also parking garage areas where it could stop at, and we could see Bitcoin could stop at the 94-ish level or all the way up to the 38.2 if it were to retrace all the way back. This is 38.2 on Fibonacci levels. Should it retrace from the bottom to the top of the last move down, this is a retracement point where we're going to see a little bit of a battle royal. So look where this price is at 96,000. I would not be surprised if we come up there, but Bitcoin, it loves to be Bitcoin, and we could be as high as 101,500 in a very fast order. So be careful if you're thinking about shorting this market. It can actually do something absolutely incredible because it is Bitcoin, right? So be careful. If you're interested in shorting this, I would suggest you wait. It's too early. I would go long on this one. This would be better, but only on a pullback. Should you actually get one? Because most likely, if we pull back to the 91,200, that would be a check of the bottom, and then check of this the support here, and then or resistance, which now turns support actually, and then that would be a key zone to hit a buy with your stop losses down below this last turn here. So that would be the best result. So let me just post that up like here, just in case it comes into fruition. So once again, right, you'd enter in at the 91,200-ish area, right? But it's close enough, 91,200. And it could go 91,194, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Maybe at this 200 period moving average on the 4 hour. I don't think once we've passed it, I don't think we'll come back for a little while yet. And then you could take a 2-to-1, which takes us all the way close to the target of 96.4, which is most likely target. And you can probably hold it all the way up to there and, maybe get a little bit more extra profit. But I suggest you move your stops to break even should that fail. There you go. And so right now, the trend is up for Bitcoin, although the overall trend is down, right? You can still trade this upwards before we actually turn into a short, because the short is coming, just not just yet. We're just gonna have to wait. You can't get in front of this train, or else you could get wrecked. All right, so if you're interested in trading this, you can trade this at x.dj15.com, where you can go out to Bybit and get $30,000 of deposit bonus. WeX, which is also giving away free money, right, and large bonuses as well. And same with Femex and so many other exchanges. So this will show you exchanges that you have access to. If you click on all, it'll show you all the exchanges, and the ones in red are just basically the ones that you're going to need a VPN in order to get to them. Or they may not work in your area. So that's just so you know. Okay. Let's quickly take a look at Ethereum. Right, Ethereum has broken out, and look at that. This short, basically once we went down and almost halfway, we were just to move your stop to break even, and that was it. You were out at this level, so that would have been that. Okay, looking at where we could head to. There it is. Another parking garage. Jesus, parking garage fail, and then we failed, and then boom, we're out above this. So this one already retested the parking garage level. So you can see, right, this was not a support and resistance. This was actually drawn based on parking garages. So basically we draw, for those who don't know what a parking garage, you draw between two lines, to previous support and resistance lines, and then you just do the same thing over and over again, right? There it is. And so if you were to go like this, you can see, boom, you get the next level that it will most likely be resistance. And then, yeah, you could do that both ways, because market likes to move in these little tranches. So there you go. You can see that this holds true, right? If you zoom out and take a look at all the different areas that it holds. Okay. With that said, since Ethereum broke out, we could see that it's going to have this downward trend line. I think, this downward trend that it has to break through. And then once it does, we could see, wow, 3,500, 3,550. Wow, 3,550. That's a big move up for Ethereum. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to trade that, because this is a huge move, but I'm just going to sit on my hands on this Ethereum. Looking at Solana to close out. Solana, we had a quick trade on that one, but I would not. If you that was a trade from a long time ago, and I probably would have walked away with this thing turning around anyways, because I was waiting for it up here, and then I was like, now, because I was expecting a quick move up there and then come back down, but it didn't get, and we just rounded bottom here. So obviously this is a clear trend is your friend higher move. We haven't gotten to any parking garages yet on Solana, but because Solana has big moves one way or the other, and we can see that this is the next target is probably at the 144. That's where if I were you, I'd start. If you have Solana and you're holding it, you should start exiting your positions, because the odds are we are breaking down. No guarantees, please, no guarantees. But the odds are we're breaking down all the way to about $60 with Solana. Odds are, right? Let's take a look at a Fibonacci retracement with Solana from the top to bottom there and see what we've got on an estimate. So best case scenario, we get to whoa, that's 160. Damn, that's a big move. Best case scenario, that's a huge move. That's nice. So which would touch the 200 period day moving average as a reversal. Hey, yeah, we're going to the moon kind of deal. And yeah, you can see that we could also go all the way up to, because this is a big parking garage, to 175. Wow, Jesus, that's crazy. That's crazy before we reverse down. So yeah, we could suck in a lot of bulls just for the final wipeout. Jesus, right? So keep that in mind, because it's going to come and break this bottom. There is a case where we could just go sideways here. We could come back to the bottom and just bounce back up and just stay in a sideways range, especially since, there's a lot of liquidity coming in with the Fed printing money. So that's also a possibility. So yeah, wait for any kind of short all the way up at the 175-ish area, and you can probably look for longs. I'm not willing to long this just yet. It looks like it's just running, just like having some troubles to break out. So, and then it's got to break this 150 area before we even think about going to 175, and that's huge. That's a huge ask, right? 150, huge ask. So I'm skeptical about that. If you're interested in trade this, once again, you can head over to x.dj15.com. Links in the description below, right? And yeah, we're doing this live with everyone that's in my school. So if you head over to b4b.dj15.com, we have a lot of members, 36 members that have joined, and they are getting direct support from me. I'm the person that's actually providing support. There is no other third person. If you ask a question, you're asking it directly to me. If you if you've paid the full yearly subscription, you'll have me directly responding, and you'll have a video. You're doing live videos with me on a weekly basis. Well, not weekly, but up to four times a month. We'll be doing videos together and discussing how to best, manage your Bitcoin portfolio, making sure that you do not lose out on the upside for Bitcoin, and you hold Bitcoin for the long term. That's a hard thing to do. I know I did this myself, and I can show you all the pitfalls and all the things that can actually go wrong and help you through the hard times when you see the price going down and you're wondering if this is the right thing to do. It is a hard road to be a Bitcoin stacker, and you need the help of your peers and myself. So please join us if you're interested in being part of something big with a big community of people trying to help each other stack sats for the long term. With that said, thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'm glad to be back, glad to be here, glad to provide great content for you all, and should support basically the Bitcoin community and basically the people who want to save. That's what this is all about. Bitcoin is a new savings vehicle, because when you think about it, and a lot of entrepreneurs are starting to realize this. If you've managed to have a business that's generating you an income, if you store all your income into Bitcoin and do nothing and hold it, it will earn more than actually most businesses that you could try and create. Think about that. It will earn, that savings of Bitcoin will earn you more over the same amount of time than what most businesses will help you create. Think about that for a second. So if you invested $1 million, right? You in order to build a business, right? You might see a return on investment after 5 years. Maybe you get that $1 million back. But with Bitcoin, you throw that same $1 million into Bitcoin, you're not only going to get that $1 million back in 5 years, but you're going to get a lot more. You're going to get on a 50% let's just say 50%, like a compounding, right, per year. You are going to, like, if you did the rule of 72, right, the 72, 50% divided by 72, right? That is less than 2 years. You're going to double your money. In 2 years, you'll double your money. So yeah, you'll get you can double your money. You could get $3 million almost by the end of 5 years, risk free. So many entrepreneurs are seeing this and going, okay, I'm going to do that. So that's what Bitcoin's all about, right? The ability to save, right? And watch your wealth grow instead of having to risk it all on some sort of venture or some sort of stock. Boom. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something today. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.